And I'm Danielle.
This is After Party Answers.
It sure is.
So, our question today is, my friend, who all of us have always speculated had a serious problem with alcohol, has been getting progressively worse. Do you think we should talk to her? And if so, what should we say?
This is always a tough one. You know, as you know, one of my favorite shows in the world.
SVU. How's that relevant?
Also Intervention.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch Intervention, you know that any of the moderators like Candy or Jeff will say, you know, you sort of have to detach.
These people love you like crazy.
Yeah, and you just have to detach with love and let the person hit bottom.
Yeah.
So
enforce a bottom by actually taking away, you know, contact or housing or whatever you have.
And it's really difficult for friends and family to do stuff like that, not just because of maybe codependent tendencies, but because human nature says, like, well, someone we love is hurting.
And they could die.
And they could die, and is that going to be on me? And the way that, you know, programs like Al-Anon say it is like, no, you have, in order to help them, you have to really say no and let them.
But Mary Patterson just did this story on something called CRAFT, which stands for Community Reinforcement and Family Training, where it says that your support is crucial to the person getting better. But the important thing is to use loving language. So like, fuck off and die, not good. Give an example, please, of some loving language.
Well, you're asking me for loving language? So something, instead of going like, you know, how could you do this to yourself? And how could you do this to me? And you're killing yourself. Instead doing something like, I see that you're in a difficult place. I love you, and I'm here to help and support you through that if you want help.
But ultimately, I don't think anybody can tell you how exactly to behave when you're dealing with active addiction. I do recommend Al-Anon, I think, is fantastic for active addiction, for dealing with it.
And if you haven't had a conversation with your friend yet, my suggestion would be initially sit down, maybe with a couple of friends, low pressure, don't make her feel backed up against the wall, and just say, look, we're concerned. Is there anything that we can do? Do not shame her. Do not tell her she's killing herself. Do not try to scare her.
And if you know a sober person who you could bring in to sort of talk to her in a way that she won't feel judged, I also think that's a great idea.
Thirdly, remember that if you're asking a friend of yours, a peer of yours, to cut down on their drinking, you're going to have to make some behavioral changes of your own to support that.
Unlike me, who did an intervention while feeling cocaine drip down the back of her throat.
Which is a mistake that a lot of people make. So if you're going to have the conversation with her, prepare to sort of cut back on your own drinking, or prepare sober activities to spend time with her.
Roller skating.